Hey guys, welcome back to another week of interactive level design. Happy New Year, happy holidays, happy whatever you were doing during this break. I had a pretty relaxing time and went up and chilled up north with the family and did a lot of playing games. Actually played Shovel Knight, which is an awesome game, which you should look at if you have not done it yet. And ended up beating it in a few days of lots of hours playing the game. Um, Really awesome stuff. And so we're back with interactive level design. In case you haven't seen the stream before, we had been doing level design for this game, Ultimate Chicken Horse. So um, I guess I should probably introduce myself. My name is Richard, and I work with Clever Endeavour Games, one of the co-founders of the company. And we are making a game called Ultimate Chicken Horse, where you play as a chicken or a horse or other animals that you'll see later on. And it's a platforming game where you build the level while you play. So in the single player version of the game, there's it's a puzzle mode where you figure out where to place certain blocks that we give to you, where and how to place them in order to get to the end of the level. So what we had been doing previously was we were looking at level design for the puzzle levels, what blocks we're going to give the player, how we're going to force them to use certain mechanics, how we're going to teach them different mechanics. Um, but at this point in development, we've moved on to sort of other things, and we have some levels designed. Um, we're adding more different block types and different sort of, we had blocks that were springs and a little block that has like a spike rotating around it, a block that flips upside down, etc. What I'd like to do is wait until all of our blocks are finished to continue designing levels. The reason for that is because I don't want to end up designing levels 1 to 60 or 1 to 100 and then all of a sudden we have issues with I didn't introduce certain blocks or certain mechanics because we just hadn't made them yet. So that's going to present a sort of new challenge for this Twitch stream because we're not going to do the traditional level design. But for today, what we're actually going to do is we're going to introduce the pickups. So in this game, I can show you just a quick. So the single player mode. Yeah, let's pop open Unity. So in Unity, we're making the project in Unity 3D, although it's a 2D project. And here we go. So in Unity, you should be able to see on the screen. I'm going to make it a little bigger, if I can. So actually, let me maximize on play. Alright, so you should be able to see it here. So this is your horse hand. Your goal is to get from the green to the red. Now this level is just like a sample level to test out the mechanics, but basically you open up your inventory and you have certain blocks that you can use. We give you those blocks, you place them however you want. You can rotate them, you can do other things, and then you try to get to the end of the level. So that's the basis of it. Now what we're going to introduce today is we want to have pickups so that the players can have a collectible item which will do two things. First of all, the collectible item is going to be used to unlock other characters, unlock other levels. The other thing is that it's going to add a whole sort of wealth of depth to the gameplay because the more of them that you can get, the better you do. We think, it's not confirmed yet, but we think at the end of the level we'll have a sort of score that's based on how quickly you've done the level, if you've gotten all of the pickups, and if you've used, maybe if you've used less blocks than what we gave you, or what you're allowed to use, then you'd get a bonus score as well. So all that stuff is all that's gonna work in. Now the key with adding pickups is that it makes it more interesting because you go through and you do the game, and then you realize, oh well, you know what, I would have liked to unlock this character or this thing. And now at the end of the game, or you're 30 levels in, you're like, you know what, I'm a lot better at this game. I'm going to go back to the first level and I'm going to get all of the pickups. The pickups in this case are going to be duct tape, which I think we're calling duct tape, like duck, like the animal duck. It's a trademarked brand, so we're going to have to maybe talk to them and see if we're allowed to do that. But anyway, for now, it just looks like regular duct tape, so whatever. No one should have any issues with that. Now, right now, the way it's set up, it's not really keeping track of a score or anything like that. It's just we put it in the scene, we play, and when we get it, it disappears. So simple enough. The thing that we want to do here is we want to test the placement of the duct tape to make sure that that it actually adds some difficulty and that it's obviously still possible to get all of the ones that are placed in the level, but it could be relatively difficult. So that is what we're doing. If you guys have any comments or questions or thoughts about where I should place things, or how, I don't know, really anything, ideas for the game, let me know in the comments and I'll respond as quickly as I can. Apologize for the strange voice. I'm a little bit sick and I have tea here that should help me with my sickness, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so that was just sort of a sample level. I'm not really actually going to use that one. But what we do have, so the first level in the game, I'm not going to say that. The first level in the game is fairly simple. You have the flag on one side, you got the other flag on the other side, the finished flag, and you just have one block to place. So, pretty straightforward. Jump, jump. That's fine. Now, we could do. Thanks, Bahamut Prime. We could do a bunch of things here. The usual thing, if you remember from games like Mario and things like that, what they would do is they would put coins, you know, they put coins in the level that would guide you for where you're supposed to go. So it would look something like this, and that would be that. And it would sort of tell you, okay, you have to jump along this sort of trajectory. Now, this is used usually, well, depending on the game, obviously, but like in Mario, for example, the coins are used to show you where the best path is. So generally, if you follow the coins in Mario, you can have a much smoother run through, and you know, avoiding all the enemies and all that kind of stuff by getting the coins. What we want to do here is we want to start off a little bit like that, but we want to move to making it more and more difficult. So it's going to be very hard to get all of the duct tape at the beginning, and you're going to see, you know, you'll get to the second, third level, and you're going to be like, oh wow, that's impossible. Like, how on earth could you do that? But then later on, you're going to come back and you realize, wait a second, I know how to, you know, wall jump really precisely and so on. So maybe I can get up to basically get good enough at the game to get all the duct tapes. So this is the first level. I don't want to make it too complicated, but I do want to make sure that the person has to go out of their way to get the duct tape. So that has to be something that they understand is like an extra thing. Actually, no, I take that back. In the first level, I think what we do is we would put it somewhere obvious that does show the player where they want to go. And then later on, we're going to put it sort of out of the way. But seeing as the player doesn't know what the duct tape actually does yet, we should probably make it more obvious to them. Or not obvious, but easy to get. Now, at the beginning, I would put less than later on, less duct tape in general. The reason for that is because everyone's going to be able to do it at the beginning, and everyone's going to be able to do it fairly easily. So I want to make sure that, you know, even though everyone's on the same playing field, I want the player to be rewarded for doing better on harder levels. So in this example, now there's two ways to go about this. First of all, you could just skip everything. Oh, not sure you can make that jump. No. I think that's how it was designed. No. Okay. So in this case, because the player can't make that jump, I don't think the duct tape should go here, because I think that's going to force them into thinking that they can make this jump, when really what they have to do is this, and then this. Another thing, of course, is going to be, because it's a platforming game and platformers just lend themselves nicely to this, I feel like speedruns are probably something that's going to be fun to do and fun to watch. So we want to make sure that, you know, in the configuration that I put it this time, it's not very conducive to speedrunning, because you have to jump and then stop and then jump and then stop and then move over again. So we're going to try and make it so that it's a little bit easier for speedruns, and a little bit easier without trying to trick the player into thinking they can make this jump. So first things first, let's just put this one here to tell them here. So if they jump close enough to the edge, which is what they should be doing, then they'll be good. then we can put another one here. We can put another one, oops, another one here. Now my thoughts for this is that they'll have to jump and time their jump properly for the first one, so this one. The second one will sort of try to coerce them into putting a platform somewhere near here, below this one. And this last one will be a short jump off of the platform. So this is our situation. My thought is we have something like this, and then they can run, hop, and I missed the last one. But so run, hop, and then get to the end. Now, for a person who's playing this for the first time, they'll probably see the gap. They'll put this in the middle. They'll, maybe they'll do this, and then they'll say, okay, well, they can definitely get this one. But this one, actually, that one's too easy. So I'm going to move that up a little bit so it's just out of the reach of the person jumping. Because right now, the maximum jump height, actually, I can just show you here in the game. The maximum jump height should be, yeah, it's about 4.5. So you can land on something that's 4 high, and you can get up to, like, the top of the horse's head or so gets up to about 5.5. So we're going to make this 6, I believe. Let's try this now. And now, can we reach it? No. Perfect. So, they'd have to actually think about going out of their way to get the duct tape and jumping up like that. That's good. I kind of like that. Now, these ones will be fairly easy, I believe. The first ones will probably be fairly easy to design. But the challenge really lies in making sure that you're not making it too obvious, and also making sure that you're not making it too difficult, because you don't want someone to see, like, I don't know, you put one up here, you don't want somebody to be like, what the hell, like, there's no way, I'm not even going to bother, and then not even revisit the level because they haven't thought about it. So in the first level, I expect everyone's going to get it, if not their first run through, at least their second or third. They can try it again. Now let's look at the next level. Puzzles, new levels, jumping. Alright, so the next one is jumping, and there's a hazard in the middle. So again, it's going to depend if we want to force the player to use mechanics that they haven't learned yet. What I mean by that is that a mechanic, let's say wall jumping, is going to be introduced in level 5 or so. So do we want to put the duct tape in a place where they're going to have to use a wall jump to get it, which means they almost necessarily won't be getting it their first run through? Or do we want to make it a little bit easier and just make it so they have to place things a little bit more carefully? So my thought personally is that we should make it so that they can reach it. They don't have to know how to do wall jumps or anything like that, but they can. But they do have to actually think carefully about where they're placing their blocks. So in this level, you'll see in the last level we got 1 block. This time we have 2. So we have a block that can go here and a block that can go here. Now usually you would do this, and that's fairly simple. So what are we going to do? My thought is that we'll be able to put this up here. By the way, if you guys are just joining us, we're doing some level design for our game Ultimate Chicken Horse, which is a 2D platformer where you build the level as you play. And we're doing the 1-player mode, which is a puzzle level where you have to place certain blocks to get to the end, and also use this, try to collect duct tape throughout the level for unlocks and for a better score. So yeah, so the challenge, I guess, I should make sure I'm stating this, is that we want to make sure that the duct tape stuff is conducive to speedruns, or conducive enough to speedruns, but will still be difficult to do. So it's not like telling the player exactly where to go, but the player could still be able to get a decent time, maybe not the fastest time, but a decent time while collecting all the duct tape. So, so my thought is we should try and test the player's ability to jump sort of high. here. So let's see if we start out with that now. There's only 2 there, of course, but okay, so that's going to be too low. My thought is that they should have to, they jump up. That's not a terribly easy jump, though, actually, come to think of it. Well, assuming we don't know wall jump, no. So from here, assuming they can make this jump, which is, I guess you need to be running. Do you? No, you don't. Okay, but still, I think that's fairly difficult. And let's make, yeah, this. So if I move this up to here, we're going to have a much more difficult time. Now this is assuming we're not wall jumping or anything. Let's say we put our blocks here and here. So here we can't reach it. Here we can. Can we get this one? Yes. So that's not super difficult. It's really not difficult at all. But if you ignored the duct tape in the first place, chances are what you'd do is you'd put your things, here and here maybe, and not die. Maybe you'd die. Seems to be what I'm doing. So that would be the normal path. So I want to make sure that we're giving them the ability to get duct tape by going out of their way. And where else are we going to put one? Let's make it a little bit more. I guess we put it here. If we put it here, we're forcing them to place the blocks at this height, which is actually too easy. So that I think is giving it away a bit too much. So maybe we can put the other one here. Now my thought on this is that then they can jump up to reach that, to reach the one up top there, and then they'll have to come back down and then make another jump to reach the other 2. So one jump up here, then this jump, and actually they should be able to do that without even placing the other block. Unfortunately, the duct tape things disappear every time I refresh the level, but obviously that's going to change. So that's the thought. Jump 1, jump 2, jump 3. Yeah, so the idea is that they could probably jump from here and get everything without even using the other block. Because again, we said you get bonus points if you use the other, if you don't use all the blocks that we give you. So that's a pretty big thing too. I'm going to take my tea out of my tea. Hopefully my voice will get better after drinking some. Alright, so you saw in the first level we put 3, second level we put 4. I think the average that we're going to have is about 5 per level. So the thought is 5 of these duct tape things per level, and then maybe one other item that's like a special item that there's only 1 per level. We'll see about that. We're still in, obviously we're still in alpha, and we're testing all sorts of things, but we want to make sure that the timing, that the total score comes from your ability to get all the collectibles and go through the level quickly. Now in terms of going through the level quickly, one of the challenges we might face, or one of the things we might have to consider, is if a player goes through, gets all the duct tapes, gets to the end, and then reruns the level, the duct tape's not going to be there anymore, because otherwise you could just keep going back and collecting and be able to unlock anything, because you could do the same thing over and over. But then they could just make a really quick time without collecting all the stuff. So my thought then is that we can keep the duct tape there sort of as like a ghost. So if you want to get the highest score in the level, you still have to get all those things plus get the best time. Figuring out what the best time is going to have to come from us testing it out and seeing what's sort of reasonable. But I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do, if we're going to do like a star system or like just a point system. We'll have to see what we do with that. But there are a bunch of different games that have different techniques on this. Like Super Meat Boy, for example, has their A+ grade. In Battle Block Theater, they have like a grade that's C, B, A plus. So we don't want to fall into the normal trap of like 3 stars that everything on mobile does. This isn't for mobile, this is for PC, but still, we don't want to get stuck in that trap. So we're going to see. But either way, it should be important to put these collectibles in the level. So let's skip ahead and do a couple of more difficult levels, because these two are quite easy. How about, what's this one? Okay, so this is a bit more complicated. I don't know why these things went there. So here's the start, and then you have to go past these spikes, avoid the cannon, avoid the other cannon, and get up to the top. So I can show you the level without, ooh, why is it all pink? It's kind of strange. Let's just see colored things. Let's see what this does. Whoa. This is rather strange. How hard is that on the eyes? It's a little bit difficult. Okay, let me try one more thing. Color. Oh well. Alright, well, let's try a different level in case that doesn't become pink. Oh, it does become purple. Oh, I think I know what's happening. Maybe not. Sorry about this. It's quite odd. Let's see if I change the color. I'm wondering why it's changing color when I press play. Alright, well, either way, I'm going to keep it like this because I don't really know how to fix it right now. So we have this crazy purple background that's supposed to be white, and we get to place our blocks wherever we want. So here there's 3 arrow shooters. I'll just show you what the level looks like with without without the duct tape. Place this kind of hard. Oh, no. Let's try that again. For some reason it plays the death animation when he like respawns. A little strange, but oh well. Alright. That's fair. Sorry. Okay, so now we're going to place duct tape in the level. That's the pickup. Now, one of the things we might want to do is encourage wall jumping off this wall. I guess you guys can't see it. Off of here. Encourage the wall jump off here to reach the flag. Otherwise it gets quite difficult. So that's one thing. The other thing is we may want to, actually, yeah, why don't we do this? Let's put one over here as well. So you can see this is a harder level. This is level what level is this? 18. This is level 18, so we're assuming they know how to wall jump. We're assuming they know how to do all sorts of things. So I'm going to make this quite a bit harder for them. For example, we can put this right here. Actually, I'm not sure what's going to happen if it's going to block the arrows. Let's see. No, it's not. Okay, good. So we're going to do 5 because we said 5 is the magic number. No, because we said that we're going to start with 5 duct tape things in the level. Now, maybe we can make one of them. Let's test it out. We go here, and then the next one here. Now, this is probably going to be impossible, but I'm not sure. So, let's put this here. Next one, maybe here. Oh, this is definitely not going to be impossible. This is going to be easy peasy, I think. So, you have to time yourself here. Okay, that was way too easy. Well done, but way too easy. So, this one we can drop 1. This one we can put 1 further. This one we can put 1 higher. Now we do want to make sure, again, we want to make sure that we can still do speed runs of this. So that's something important to keep in mind. Just gonna move these guys around. Let's try this again. So I'm going to do the same strategy, but a little bit things a little bit further apart, I guess. Oops. Okay, so assuming I went up there and got that. Let's try this again. Now, again, when we talked about the speedrun thing, we want to make sure that it's possible. So I think we want to try to prevent moving back and forth too many times, like that. But then again, maybe that's just part of the maybe that's just part of the experience. Yeah, so you go forward, back, forward. No, actually, I like that. Because I guess when we talk about speedruns, we can always talk about speedruns based on actually doing the full level, which in this game is going to include getting the duct tape. So I actually kind of like this. I kind of like this configuration. If you guys have any thoughts or opinions about that, let me know. And I'm going to drink tea. Having awesome green tea with mango and honey and wonderfulness. Yes, you should be jealous. Alright, so this is an example of a slightly harder level. Let's go into, actually let's save it. Saving is key, everybody. Let's go into a much harder level. Let's jump to level 32. Oh, this was the crazy, crazy, crazy level. I just want to show you this level anyway, even though we're not going to do it for this case. It has an old background and it's all silly, but I'm pretty sure you can do it without any blocks. Oh man. We changed the controls, so... Oh, none of the arrows are shooting. Damn it. Anyway, it's a kind of crazy level. You'll see more of that. Actually, we haven't fixed this level with the new background and all the new controls and everything, but anyway, it's going to be super awesome. So let's try a different level that we actually have worked on. I don't know why the old background is in there. It's strange. Let's see. Let's put this in the level. rid of this. I think this is going to work. Is it? Yeah. Okay, so this level, the art isn't there, so these green things are just colliders. Pretend that they look awesome. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. It starts out over here, and it's going to end up over here. We've got these fire hydrants which shoot out water at certain intervals, which you'll see. We also have a key up here, which will open this and give you a kind of shortcut into here. The problem is, of course, that you'd have to get to the key, which is not the easiest thing. Plus, you've got these beastly nail-hairy machines. And we only get 4 blocks. So, if you've seen the stream before, you've probably seen this level. This tends to be one of the example levels that I use for for showing kind of ridiculous levels. Let's go here. So this is just going to be, I'm just going to try and run through it. I'm going to try and run through it without the duct tape collectibles. Which I think I've gotten better at. So I'm going to try and get the key. Oof. Yeah, so that's the issue. The issue is getting the key and then coming back. Oop. Coming back to where you started. I keep trying it, but I'm not quite getting far enough. Okay. See, it is possible. At this point in the sorry, the current build we have, when you clear the blocks, you have to clear them all at the same time instead of just getting rid of one and moving it around. Of course, that's going to change. But yeah, we haven't set that up yet, so it's a little bit more time consuming than it maybe should be. So I'm going to put this out a little bit further. That way I can get to that block that I was talking about. And here I'll put this right there. You can do the same thing I was doing before. Yeah, there we go. And then I should be able to come down here and make it to the end. Awesome. So that's all great, except now we want to add a little bit of a level of complexity, still making it possible. That's of course super important, but we want to make sure that we make it more difficult and that we add these collectibles in places that are kind of interesting. Now, why is that guy over here? Okay, so duct tape. Let's put one right here. So that's just kind of evil because it means they have to block the. They have to either block the arrows with a certain platform, or it means they just have to be like ridiculously awesome. Which of course is the goal, but let's see if we can put one here. Now I'd really like to encourage. I noticed when people were playtesting the game, no one went up this way. It's possible. It's difficult, but it's possible. So I want to put a decent amount of motivation to go there. So these 3 up here are going to really motivate that. And then the 4th one, or the 5th I should say, 5th one could be over here. Now, I'm decently sure this is not going to be possible. But hey, we're going to try it out. First, give me 3 seconds. The joys of being sick while doing a Twitch stream. Oh well, happens to the best of us. Alright, so let's try this, even though it seems insane. I want to make sure I can get up here. Yeah, that should be okay. So in this case, I'm not going to get the key that's up here, because there's no point, because I know I want to, there's no reason to go between those two arrow shooters here. And I know I also want to get this duct tape out at the end here. So, in my mind, I have two options. I could either try and block some of these, and I can go around on this side, come back this way through the fire hydrant things and land here. Or I could just put a platform there and put a platform somewhere around here to try to get to the end. I don't know what you guys suggest, if you have any opinions on that. I think, there's also a delay, so after I speak, I'm going to do the thing, and then you're only going to respond later, so anyway. But let's try, yeah, let's try and block the arrows. I think that's probably the best bet. Try to block the arrows, and then here we're going to do this. Oh, I kind of forgot about those. Alright, so that's going to be very difficult because I'm going to have to avoid all those arrows. It's possible. They're timed. They're timed not quite randomly, but at a weird sort of interval. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure that's high enough. Oh yeah, that's what I was supposed to do. Oh, almost. Oh no. Okay. Well, assuming I could have gotten up there. See, those things are also supposed to, when they restart, they're supposed to still be like perpendicular and not off on an angle. But for some reason, they've been doing that. It's a bug we're trying to figure out. It's intense though. So like that one's right. The one that's next to me is okay. Oh. Okay, well, assuming I was able to get up there, then that's not it's not super unrealistic because I've done it before. Let's try to cheat a little bit and take the start position and just move it to here. Okay, so we're assuming I already used this one, we're assuming I already used this one. Then we're going to test the end section of this, like so. Oh. Okay, so I've done this. Whoa. That is not going to be easy. Does seem to keep killing me when I respawn, but hey. Eventually it'll not kill me when I respawn. There we go. Ah. It's actually kind of ridiculous and kind of funny. Okay. Okay, so assuming I get down there to get the tape, I can get back up. Now the key is going to be being able to go land on a fire hydrant. Yeah, like that. Okay, but it's possible. So I think that's actually kind of good. Once we fix the bug with these two spinny things, it'll be a little bit easier, I think. It'll be a little bit more predictable, but it's definitely possible. And this is a good example. So this is level 37. So in level 37, we can assume that it's meant to be relatively difficult to get all the duct tape things. Now in this case, the only one I didn't get, or I didn't really make a good effort at getting, was this one. I mean, it's definitely possible. You just have to time yourself. So assuming you can get to where the lock thing is safely, then you should be able to get it with enough timing and awesomeness. I happen not to be the best at this game, even though it is a game that I'm making. I've seen other people play the game way better than I can. So you can be sure I'm not going to be holding any records for speed runs or anything like that. But hey, might as well make it as difficult as possible, or at least as difficult as is easy to do, is possible to do. You know what I mean. Alright, so what's next? I guess I will talk a little bit about our plan for the Twitch streams. I think we're going to try to start making it a little more broad. We might do some art Twitch streams. We might do some, maybe we'll stream like a team meeting or brainstorm or something like that. It would be nice to be able to get a bit more versatility. The thing is, the level design was cool, but as I said earlier in the stream, I'm going to put off level design for a little while because I'm going to wait till the other blocks are all there and set up. The other big thing is that I'm doing the business side of things, and so we're looking at funding. We're looking at setting up a Kickstarter probably soon. We're looking at applying to the Square Enix Collective, so there's a lot of businessy side of things that need to be done. So I'm focusing a lot of my time on that. But we'll see if our artist wants to do something, or maybe we can show our sort of workflow or how we go about doing game design ideas. So we'll see what happens. For now, I need to go though. I have a meeting at 1, so that's going to be it for me. But if you like the stream, tell your friends and share on all sorts of social media. You guys can check out our Twitter if it tickles your fancy. Let's see. I'll just copy paste the link in there. Profile. Really? All right. So you can check out the Twitter here. Yes, we have looked at Tiny Build. We actually are emailing them today. That's one of the things on the list of things to do for today. So yeah, if you guys are interested, follow on the Twitter, sign up for the mailing list. That's super key. Actually, I'm going to just paste that in right now because that's super important. Because if you guys sign up for the mailing list, then you'll know when we have our Kickstarter thing starting, which means that everyone will be happy. Let's just do this. General forums. Here we go. Probably should have this already like copy pasted before I start, but hey. If you're watching this on YouTube, because these videos are being uploaded to YouTube, then all these links that I'm talking about are going to be in the description below. And I think that is about it. I'll put up this Ultimate Chicken Horse awesome art that our artist Kyler did. And that's it for me. Follow along and let me know what you think. Ciao.